Well, the Duke of Edinburgh is in hospital in central London for a planned operation on his hip. Buckingham Palace says Prince Philip, who's 96, was admitted to King Edward VII Hospital yesterday afternoon, but they've released a few other details. Our royal correspondent Sarah Campbell has this report.
This morning it was business as usual at the hospital's main entrance. A police presence and the gathered media, the only sign that royalty was inside. Since his retirement from public engagements last August, sightings of the Duke have been less frequent. However, when he was seen out and about, such as here at Sandringham on Christmas Day, he seemed fit and well. Just last month, the 96-year-old was photographed carriage riding, a favourite pastime of his. His absence at 2 services over the Easter break, when he would have been expected to accompany the Queen, were a clear sign that there was an issue. Yesterday, the palace released a statement saying the Duke had been admitted to hospital for planned surgery on his hip. It emerged he'd been experiencing discomfort with it for the past month. Precise details of the operation have not been released, but clinicians agree the Duke's general good health will aid his recovery.
All the challenges with an older person, and again I must stress that this is not unusual that people in their 90s are having hip replacements, but the most important thing is the other comorbidities, whatever other ailments the Duke might have and what medication he's on, and these would determine what kind of an anaesthetic he would have.
More than 20 years ago, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother, had 2 hip replacement operations in her 90s. Since then, the number of such operations has risen. More than 800 people over the age of 90 had hip replacements in 2016. The Queen, who is in Windsor, is being kept informed of her husband's condition. With their grandson due to get married in just over 6 weeks, it is to be hoped the Duke will be back to full mobility by then.
Well, let's go straight to the hospital where the Duke is being treated. Richard Lister, our correspondent, is there. Very few details still, Richard. Are they saying anything at the hospital this afternoon?
In fact, Hugh, just in the past few seconds, the palace has released another statement, and it says this: the Duke of Edinburgh has undergone a successful hip replacement operation. He is progressing satisfactorily at this early stage, says the statement, and it goes on: His Royal Highness is likely to remain in hospital for several days. He is comfortable and in good spirits, and they end by saying further updates will be issued when appropriate. So a fairly brief but actually quite informative statement from the palace. The top line is that he has had a hip replacement surgery. That wasn't confirmed in the statement yesterday, that it seems to have gone well, it's progressing satisfactorily, and the Duke is said to be comfortable. So that does answer some of the questions we had about exactly what procedure the Duke was undergoing here, and good to hear that it has happened. The palace did confirm earlier on today that he would be undergoing a general anaesthetic, and that perhaps gave a hint that it was slightly more serious operation. But of course a hip replacement operation now is fairly routine, and in fact in England and Wales last year more than 800 people in their 90s had a hip replacement. So the Duke of Edinburgh is certainly not alone, and as we heard in that piece there from Sarah, the Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother, had a hip replacement when she was 95. So this is something that the Duke, I imagine in his usual way, will shrug off. We will be looking to see whether he can expect visitors perhaps tomorrow.
Richard, many thanks. If there's any more, we'll be back to you straight away. Richard Lister there with the latest there at the King Edward VII Hospital. And just to recap on that, statement from the palace saying the Duke of Edinburgh has undergone a successful hip replacement operation. That's confirming the nature of the treatment, which they didn't do yesterday. Progressing satisfactorily at this early stage, likely to remain in hospital for several days. They say he's comfortable and in good spirits. So that's just the latest there a few minutes ago from the palace.
If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a big old thumbs up. If you have enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, comment and share on social media. Don't forget to subscribe for all the latest channel uploads. From me in Shropshire, goodbye.